Pinpoint weather on NBC5 News is brought to you by the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe.
Well, we got the sunshine this morning, still a little bit on the chilly side if you're just getting outdoors. 47 degrees, 2 degrees actually warmer than this hour yesterday morning. Wind speeds light, visibility clear, and sunshine going to lead to some warmer temperatures as a ridge of high pressure builds in for today. First, the pet of the week. The last time you'll see Jake, the pet of the week. We'll have a new pet coming up on Monday. Thank you, Bill, for sending in Jake. As you're going to see today, temperatures warming nicely. Lower 70s by lunch time. Beautiful to be outdoors, maybe going for that afternoon walk. It does get a little bit warm into the later afternoon hours as we get into those lower 80s, but overall just a beautiful day to be outdoors. Yesterday we saw the cumulus clouds developing. We saw some showers and storms in the area. Looking at some rainfall totals, not much, but a few hundredths of an inch into most of our eastern counties. Lakeview, the big winner, getting over a quarter of an inch. Of course, west of the Cascades, we stayed completely dry and completely sunny as well. And it's still quiet out there this morning, but the low pressure system, that little weak disturbance that fired up the storm activity yesterday, continues pushing east. And as you're seeing, lightning strikes already this morning east of our area into eastern Oregon. And this is going to continue that eastward movement for today, but the ridge of high pressure builds in for us, drying us out and bringing more sunshine for our area. Looking at last week's drought monitor, you're not going to notice a huge change compared to this week's, but you will see parts of Washington, even going up towards Portland, with the worsening drought conditions. Just a little bit, getting back into some abnormally dry. And as we look across our area, of course, a little bit of the moderate to severe drought still continues into northern Lake County, as well as into going a little bit further into Klamath County, as well as here in Jackson County. So drought conditions still persistent across the central half of the state for the most part. And again, we're much drier for the next few days. As we get into next week, we start to see the return of showers and storms. We might see some isolated showers and storms Sunday into Monday for parts of our area. But once we get into Wednesday and Thursday, that looks to be the better setup for mainly a little bit more widespread to scattered activity, though the coastline will stay dry. But again, for today, we've got sunshine out there. Might have some developing clouds. Otherwise, things going to stay pretty quiet compared to the thunderstorm activity we've had for the last several days. Wind speed's going to be on a little bit breezier side, especially for the coastline, increasing up to around 15 to 25 miles per hour. We'll have a slight breeze from the northwest here in the West Valleys, even stretching down into northern California. Wind speeds are going to be a little bit stronger, especially for the coast through tomorrow. And you even see the wind speeds picking up here across the rest of our area, getting up into that 10 to 20 mile per hour range, especially in the Shasta Valley, where we could see some of the gusts over this weekend, getting up to around 30 miles per hour. Now, the valley, a little breeze into this weekend. Temperatures warming into the mid 80s. Today's going to be in the lower 80s. Morning lows, as you're seeing, also warming into the upper 40s and lower 50s. We start to see the chances of showers and storms becoming a little bit greater as we're getting into next week, but still very isolated for Monday, even looking into Tuesday, but much better into Wednesday and Thursday. We warm up upper 80s, lower 90s, but we start to cool off a little bit. More clouds, more moisture in the air. Temperatures don't warm up as much. Mid 80s next week. We look at Klamath Falls, also warming up, but slightly into the mid 80s by Monday, then cooling back down to some possible 70s by the middle half of next week, with more scattered showers and storms. A pretty good setup for our area for this activity. Again, more scattered to kind of widespread. As you're looking, a little breezy for them, a little windier for Northern California for this weekend. Some of those higher wind gusts, upper 80s and lower 90s. Drier next few days, then the chances of showers and storms return. And the coastline staying drier, mostly sunny, and a range in temperatures. Brookings going to be dealing with the Checo effect. They're going to be getting into some 70s as we get into the start of next week. Stronger wind speeds through this weekend. Rest of the coast will also warm up, but not as much, getting into some lower 60s. And you look at into next week, a bit drier, just a bit more clouds.